I couldn't redo them. There wasn't nothing to redo on them. So I'm going to make this into a tutorial as well that will come with the line drawing, but for you guys who are on the live, you get to watch it for free. And then, so that's what I'm going to do with my projects from now on. These little ones, you know, they may be like $2.95 to $4.95, and I'll have these little tutorials, and you'll get the line drawing, the supply list, and the video, all, and you can store them. Because when I leave these on Facebook, they disappear, you know. So, oh, I should have got that when we're done. I don't want to mess up what I show you here, but I found the feathers I got off Amazon for my chick. So these are just nice quick tutorials that, you know, if you're a beginner painter, you don't have to put a lot into it. You can just, you know, remake some things and get used to painting. Hi, Peggy. And I haven't been on here lately, so I was missing you guys. It's like I need to go live every so often, or I just get caught up in my own little world. I got to get more creative sometimes. So do we want a white rabbit or a brown rabbit? Because I can do either. I know the last rabbit we did, everybody liked the white one better. And that was, let me show you. These are on the Family Dollar side of, I should have bought one just for, I put the pictures up, but I should have bought one just to show you the before picture. So these are both going to be in the same tutorial. And you actually don't even have to have it from Family Dollar. You can just paint the rabbit and put it on anything. But that's kind of what, I love redoing this stuff. Brown, white. Hi, Pia. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Jane. White, brown. Oh, Annette, have you been in the hospital too? So has Sandy. I hope you guys all have warm weather. It's so beautiful here. Okay, Nancy came in with the tiebreaker of white. We had one white, one brown. Now we're going to, Nancy broke the tie, so we will make it white. You know, I'm really loving the brown rabbits too. That's okay. We can. And this is more for Easter than spring. I just did some really pretty rabbits for the... Heidi, you missed it. You came in a little too late. Let's see. This one's got... It's more like my sitting characters, where it's got the line here. You can still see it underneath the paint. What color am I going to make that? I just use a flat white paint when I cover this stuff. I don't put any kind of sealer on there. None of that. I just want to get those eyes really out of there because he's got to have different eyes. This guy's going to have a little bit of brown in him, actually, because I'm in shade with brown. Let's do that. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. Oh, you lost power. 2 inches of snow. Ugh. I heard there were some wicked storms We had some through here the night before last. Okay, so I've still got white on my brush. And we're going to have to go in here and go over the nose. Oops. Go up this way. That's going off in the wrong direction. Okay, this stick's got to come off because I can't maneuver it around with the stick on it. Okay, I'm going to cover that. Some pink. You know what? I'm going to kind of change that up just a little bit. Instead of the darker brown, I'm going to use this tawny medium. I've never tried this. It's more of a flesh color, or more of a peach. Margaret's got 90 degrees. Oh my gosh. You had 12 inches of snow. Jane, where in the heck do you live? Just going to take a little bit of this darkness out. Okay, so this is just a test. See if I like this peach color. Not so much, but it will be good for the ears. So let's put, it's a peach, you can use a pink. I have a feeling when I start with these, I have no idea how they're going to turn out, but it may be kind of primitive looking. Okay, so we've got that ear that flips over, so we don't have pink all over it. Wow, that's a lot of people without power. Oh. Okay, we've got a nose in here, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. I want to give him some big eyes. So I'm going to use just, try for a round brush. Did you guys hear my favorite brushes are being discontinued? I am so glad I've got stocked up on them. I've got enough to last me for a while. But I may have to send my husband out tomorrow. The thing is, when they stock those brushes, they only put 3 or 4 out at a time anyway. All right, I want some, what do I want my eyes to do? Do I want, let's put them this way. I only bought one. I usually buy 2 so you can look at the other one while I'm painting, but I didn't want to have to paint 2 of them. I'm good with just one. So when I'm done, I'll put both of them together, and then you can see in the picture what it looked like when we started. So I'm just putting my black in. And if you do this and you have a line drawing, which I'll put in the tutorial, you can just transfer them with some transfer paper or chalk. That this is, you know, when you're painting, I think the hardest thing to do is to get your eyes to look the same. but once you do that, it's pretty good. I just want this to be kind of a nice, simple, I can see under that paint, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to add some more white. 3 more days without power. Ah. Oh. Melissa, you've got too hot of weather. Oh no. Hi, Dawn. Jane, you know what? It's odd here because when we did craft shows, they would have, they're having it today. It was this weekend. And we always did this show, and every year we had snow this weekend. Always, whatever weekend of the month this is, we always had the biggest snow at this weekend. I am so surprised that St. Louis does not have snow today. I mean, one time we left the show early. They went ahead and closed it down, and we tried to pull a trailer home and ended up having to get off and spend the night somewhere. And I'm so glad I don't have to do shows anymore. Okay, I'm going to just lift a little bit of that white up over his nose for some hair, just taking it horizontally. Cover that up. We have an egg down there. I'm going to just bring a little bit of white right where those big cheeks are. Let's dry this up. So I like to work from the top down so that I don't get my hand. Oops. It's wet down there too. The name of my brush is a Master's Touch. See that long Master's Touch 30/0 and the 20/0. One's just a little bit longer than the other. But Kathy Kirkland, her husband, was at Hobby Lobby yesterday. He said they were $1 something. They're, you know, what's odd is, you know, we just went and bought all that paint that was discontinued, and now the brushes. So I had asked the lady at Hobby Lobby, and she goes, oh no, we're just taking an aisle out of each one. Well, it's awfully odd that those are the best brushes they have, and they're discontinuing them. So I have a feeling they're going to slowly phase out. We have a couple of other stores that phased out back when scrapbooking was really popular. Because, you know, for people who paint, it is getting, there's not too many people who do it anymore. All right, I just have a little bit of brown paint there on the edge of my brush, and I'm going to flip my ear over, and I'm going to come down on both sides. So painting is not really popular anymore. And the painting that is popular isn't anything that I'm interested in. You know, it's kind of like the old toll painters, you know, that's really not in style anymore. And the, oh, I guess they have a flower there. How those younger girls do all that great big, like the big flowers, and then they just take a marker and go around them. That's not my style either. So it's just, I don't know, it's a dying art. I wish more young girls would do this, but you know what? This also takes some time. That's why I like to do things that are easy like this. And you know, when you try to paint, and you have to paint at your kitchen table and your family doesn't like that too well. All right, I'm going to take that. So this is a honey brown. Any medium brown will work. And I'm going to just shade on both sides around this ear. Okay, we got a flower here. I would normally, if I would have thought of that, I would have had my husband cut that off, but that's okay. We can put a flower here. You know what? Let's make it kind of a, I know we got that little thing right there, but we can make it look a little fancier. We'll make it into one of those like roses. I don't want, let's make it purple. I'm going to use this purple cow. Any color purple works. Oh, Pia, you've got a flooded basement? Oh, man. I hope you don't lose anything down there. Thank you, Margaret. Oh, Christy, did you go? I heard that all the master's touches were down. Oh, Beverly, I hope your daughter does okay. You know, you never realize how hard it is to go without power until you're without it. Oh, Judy, did you get one? Yay. And thank you for sprinkling. Yes, Masters Touch 20/0. Let me pull one out. Pull one out of my stash. This is what they look like. Masters Touch. I think this is the, it's hard to tell the difference. This one's the 20, and they make a 30. They're both long. One's about a 1/4 inch shorter. Yes, it's a Michaels trademarked. Paint pour is very popular, but what do you do with it? I mean, I don't know what I'd do with a paint pour. I like doing this kind of stuff, and paint pours are really, but I don't think they're sellable. I don't want to paint. I don't know how to say it. I want to make money with what I do, and I don't think I could sell a paint pour. And I don't know. I just love the whimsical. Okay, let's put a shadow right in there because we're going to add some eyebrows. I love the paint pours on the countertops. They are amazing. Okay, so I always make a mistake, and I think that happens because, number one, I'm going colorblind, and number two, I can show you how to clean it up real quick. So I clean my brush, get it wet, and then I just lift it out of there and put it on my paper towel. So I want to, you know, I do this because this has been my full-time job for 25 years. You got about 25 brushes. Oh, man. I know. I mean, they're not going to go bad. And then when you run out, then you think, oh, I should have gotten more. Because I'm rough on my brushes. Okay, we've got some shading in here for our eyebrows. I'm even going to touch just on the inside of my eyes right now with a little bit of brown. You know, the primitive style's really coming in again. I was never that much of a primitive person, but it is coming back. All right, so we have that nose with our pink, but I've got some brown right there on my brush, and I'm just going to make a wide V at the bottom. Then I'm going to come underneath the nose, keeping my brown to my brown. Like that. And then flip some hairs up here again. I think he's going to be more brown up there, but let's take that brush and I'm just flipping it. We're going to have more brown at the bottom. Kind of like I had no clue what I was doing when I started this, so we'll just let it appear. You know, I'm kind of over trying to paint by, I don't know, how do you describe it? I don't want to paint anymore by, you know, I should paint this color using this or that. I just like letting it happen. It's just going to appear the way it wants to appear. And that's all I can do. It's hard for me to teach some things because I don't know what it's going to look like until it just gets done. So I'm just taking that flat brush and just pulling some hairs out. All right. I've got a carrot to put in there. I'm going to save the carrot for last. Okay, so now I've got just a little bit of paint on that edge, and I want to make sure that I don't have too much, and I want to pull it down. I'm kind of liking my rabbits with this expression. Okay, so just pull it down, and then I'm going to go across the bottom, make that little kind of lip. I like this expression on my rabbits. You know, before on the original, you know, he's got those big teeth. I'm not a rabbit and teeth person. So we're just going to kind of make it our own. I think he'll look cute though. All right, let's go up to these ears with a little bit of white. Hi Joyce, how are you today? Oh, thank you, Tammy. Teresa, thank you for that. I'm glad you enjoy it. I hope you learned something, or that, guys, I'm gonna, you know, maybe my mission right now should be, you know, I do have a painting of the month club. I've got a painting membership. I go live on here. But my mission should be, which it's always been, I would love to see more people paint. And if you watch the Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, you can see that people still want to buy it. They don't necessarily have time to make it themselves, but people still love this kind of stuff. And if you watch the marketplace, you can see that there is a big market for people to sell what they make. And I would love to see more people turn their hobby into a business. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get going, but once you do, it's nothing more satisfying than, you know, being able to sell what you make and people like it. I don't think that many of us have as much time to just sit around and, you know, I don't know how to say it. I don't have, or, you know, like if you crochet a baby blanket for a grandchild, I mean, it's beautiful, but you can't sell that because you have so much time in it. And there's no way you can sell those. You can't sell a quilt because unless you got a good audience that'll pay a lot of money for it. But I don't want to I want to teach people how to make money doing what they love. And if you love to paint, there's no reason you're not making money doing it. All right, I've got that little liner brush. You can use Walmart has some extra fine markers, paint markers. And it's just as easy to do it that way. But you know, we just don't have a lot of time to just make and not make any money doing it. All right, so now I want to add some eyelashes. So I'm going to take that. This is my 30/0 brush again. And you can do this with a paint marker. But it's got to be an extra fine one, because your eyelashes and eyebrows all have to be thin. That is one thing that can make or break your project, is if you have these your eyes for one thing, and these lines need to be really thin. And I only want to go over them once. If I go over them twice, they're going to get too big. But she does look like a dainty little rabbit already. So see, this is what I like, because I have no perceived idea of what I'm going to do. And people ask me all the time, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? And it's like, you know, it's my talent that I was born with, apparently. And, you know, it's like God takes over, you know, whatever your beliefs are. But I seriously believe that it's, you know, I got guidance on this. I do have guidance, because I don't even know how I do it sometimes. I can sit here and explain it, but I don't know how, you know. My aunt was here one time and she's like, how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't know, because I never really took any lessons. So it's just got to be all faith-based, because I don't know. I don't know how it works out so well. And like you just saw me ask you if it should be white or brown. Well, it's a mixture. It's not even what I expected it to be at the moment. Okay, I want that purple. Let's go in and do some flowers. Yes, people don't have a lot of money to spend, you know, and society is changing so much. And the young people who may have the money don't have the same perception of, you know, back in the day. Like, you know, my kids have beautiful quilts, my son, and it's like, don't you want these? And they're like, what do you want us to do with them? They have no comprehension of how much time somebody put in that for them. And then they're like, yeah, well, I don't want it. My son, you know, he's not married. He doesn't want to have kids. He's like, Mom, when I die, where's it going to go? Nobody wants this stuff. They don't want my baby picture, you know? And it's kind of true. It's kind of, well, it is totally true. It's not like it was before. The kids, you know, they don't ever look through all that stuff in their, you know, all the stuff we save, like their school papers or things that they did in art or their awards. You know, it's like, please take this home. And they're like, if I take it home, it's going in the trash. There's just no, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it is tough today to get kids interested in learning about their history, knowing their great-grandparents' names, you know, reading newspaper articles that we all saved. But then, you know, how often, you know, when I was a kid, I used to love searching through all that stuff. But you know what? I haven't looked at pictures in years. Yes, they will. No sentimental feelings. Hi, Lindy. How are you? So yeah, you have to paint for the love of it, and it's just a different world than when we had it. All right, so I can go ahead and base in my carrot while that's all drying. I don't know what oh, he's got his hands over there. All right, trying to figure out what that was. I don't know how far up that carrot came, but we're going to have it cut off right there. So he has a hand there, we'll put a hand here. And while got a bigger brush, I'm gonna take the end of my brush and just put her eyes in here. I always feel like if I give her eyelashes, it's a girl. I don't know, just takes on that look. All right, now we want a couple of little, so I didn't want to work on my carrot first. Got my hand in there. Let's put a line underneath. So there's so many things that you can do with your eyes, so many different ways to make them. And while we got that out, let's put a white line on his nose, here on the ears. All right, now let me clean up having my hands in the orange. Ah, she's looking cute, so much different than when we started. Put my carrot way up there. Then I'm going to touch down in a little bit of brown while I got that orange on here. Go underneath. Oops, the wrong end. Then we need some green for these leaves. Oh, Joyce, I will put a picture of the before when I'm done. This was from Dollar Tree. I took it off the stake. Even go up a little further. We're going to have it right in front of him. And while I've got that green on my brush, I'm going to pick up just a little bit of black. We're going to give it some dimension in here. Just making some little C strokes. And we'll let that dry. Go up and finish our flower in the hair, or on the ears. Actually, once it really isn't that hard, but if you were to show me crocheting or something, I would say the same thing. But I just hope to bring an awareness to painting for some, because I would love it if my kids would take up an interest in painting, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right, we're going to put some C strokes in here with white. See how I just start it and then pull it around? And we're going to let that dry up because it's getting a little heavy with paint. Let's put some leaves on there. One of these days I'm going to learn the difference in my green and blue. I'm getting colorblind in my older age. All right, let's just use this green. So I'm going to tap into that, pick up a little bit of white, and blend them together. All right, let's So when I make a leaf, I'm vertical. I push my brush down and pull it out. So I start vertical, push, and I end horizontal. Or you can do it even easier than that and just take a liner brush or whatever and do it this way, and then go and fill it in with your brush. So either way works. I just like it the other way because I can get, you know, my base coat, my highlight all done up. All right. I wish I had saved the other one because now I don't know. I know. It's like all they want to do is sit on their phone. It's like, you know, I am so happy that I grew up in the age that I did, because actually my granddaughter today has been playing with a string, she just learned how to make Jacob's ladder and the witch's hat and grandma's underwear and the cup and saucer. What other ones did we had? They had 6 different coats on them and you still didn't like it? So even if you did it like this and then go and fill that in, that would be easier than the way I do it. Okay, she's looking kind of bare around this side of her face, so I'm going to dip into just a little bit of brown, blend it out, and just put that there. And a little bit under that leaf as well. Now, to get rid of that hole, I would take your, you know, at Dollar Tree, you can get that spackling in a $1 little plastic thing. Fill that in, sand it, fill it in a second time, and then just go over it with your white. All right, we've got to finish her mouth down here. So I've got a smaller brush, and we've got that same brown. Now I'm going to pull it down. So we'll make it look like she's behind. I was going to put her over, but we'll keep her behind. And so I'm just going to flick it out the same way you would have hair coming out of your rabbit. But that's going to be my background. So now I'm going to load up with some white. And I'm going to go over it again. So this will just be subtle. And then we've got this hand here. I'm going to come right over. And a carrot. I think the hand needs to be a little bit bigger. You can see my hand. I'm not going to put the hand on the other side, because actually what they should have done was put the hand down here. So I'm going to change where my hand is, because I can't hold a carrot with both hands up. So I'm going to put one down. I need to make them big enough. Now I get to dry it, because I didn't dry it before I interrupted it with the orange. Vicki, I saw your page. I don't know what I was doing, but you have an amazing primitive look to your things. I saw some things that you did. And you know, that style is really becoming more popular than the cutesy stuff that I do. I have made cards. In fact, I just ran into them the other day. I've made Christmas cards. I had a Valentine card. All right. Before I paint that white, we're going to get our carrot looking good. So I'm going to take a flat brush again. Yep, not that one. Probably like a 1/2 inch. And I just want to shade it with that same honey brown, just a little bit on my brush, and shade it again at the bottom. So I don't need it to go over, but we already got it there. I'm going to pull that out a little bit. Now I do need to create a shadow under this hand. A little bit over here. And then I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to go over to the white. Oh, he's looking so much cuter than he was when we started. Can't wait to show you the before and after. So I got a little heavy-handed with that. Right, then on his mouth, we've got that line that goes down that we shaded. So using a liner brush or an extra fine marker, I'm just going to go right down that line and right across. Now I'm going to add in some white whisker, not white whiskers, but yeah, kind of. But I'm just going to drop my brush and just pull. We're going to come back and add some black ones. Even up on top here. I've got to let those dry. Let's go ahead and put just some white streaks in here. We're going to actually highlight this a little bit too, but while I got the liner brush going. I'm going to take a little bit deeper purple and put in my flower. What's this? Oh, well, blue isn't going to cut it. Let's see. Dioxazine purple. Any dark purple would work. The more you did, the worse it looked. I know that. I have that. That's why I have a burn pile. Not everything I make turns out, so I understand. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of purple. I want to add some more color in here, so I'm just going to make some more C strokes. Yeah, now we'll let that dry up. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my white again and just add some white C strokes. So you just touch and move it around. Nice and easy. I'm going to add just, oh, you know what? I'm not going to use purple. And go in here with my brown. I get too much white in there at the moment. Put a big center in this flower. In fact, I'll touch into a little bit of black. Put it down in here, kind of move that paint around. And let that dry up. We need some white here. And take a scruffy brush, take most of it off. Come in here. Do my carrot a little bit as well. Good with that, actually. And take that same scruffy brush and then tap some white dots right there in the center, just like that. Now that's done. So the top is done. We have, let's shade our hands, make them look like they're attached to him. So just a little bit of brown on the edge again. I'm just going to come down and staying on the white, just creating that shadow on both of them. He looks cute, ladies. All right, we're going to go back in with our little brush. And we need some whiskers. So you really want an ink-like consistency on your brush, or use an extra fine paint marker. And I just want a few little black hairs. That side's always easy. Then you get to try to watch where they were the last time. And you want them all a little bit different, but that one got a little too thick. So I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to go right below it with some white. But it's good for now. So we want to outline our carrot. Outline our hands. You don't want heavy black lines either. You want them really thin. So, I mean, I'm going to add a few more lines in here. I mean, to just sit and play around with something that costs you $1.25, we're going to put a few more lines in here. Then he needs his paws separated out, so we're just going to put, I don't know how many a rabbit has, but 3 looks good to me. I think that had a word on it when I started, but I'm okay without a word. I am going to go ahead and put a line up over his nose. Make that a little bit darker. And let's put a little, now if you don't have a green extra fine marker and you're not wanting to do this with a brush like this, then I would leave these off, but I just want a few little swirls coming off of them. Ooh, this would be pretty, a long one coming right down into her face. Oh, now that one just made her look mad, so we'll take that one out. Let's get our brush clean and lift that right out of there, because now she looks really ticked off. She's like, okay, we're done playing, be done. It's crazy how you can just change the whole outlook of something with one little stroke, but it happens all the time. Oh, she's adorable. I do need to shade one more spot, and she is done. Let's see. Right where her fur and the carrot meat has to be shaded. So I'm going to get back into that same honey brown, blend most of it off. Just going to create a shadow right here. And actually, that will create a shadow here. Well, between a white and a brown rabbit,